Okay, I am going to start now. See, in PRPC, there are different way of achieving the reusabilities. So reusability you can achieve in different ways by making the properties available in the parent classes like that. So current class, if you want to reuse something, you are, whatever that we have discussed from organization structure, you are going to reuse those things from the parent classes. That is one way. Suppose I'll ask a question now. I want to design a screen. I want to design two screens. Using one screen, I want to capture the details of an employee. Okay, and Mira, phone phone. Okay. So and the other one, I want to capture the details of a manager. Okay, one more screen will take another screen. I want to capture the details of something like CEO. So now tell me here employee basic details. What are the basic details of an employee? Yeah, I don't want about ID and all. Tell me basic details related to person. First name, last name, age, gender, state, city. That's what address, combining all this together, address, zip. I have to create 7 properties for employee. Okay. Now manager, same. Similarly CEO, same properties. See here employee, manager, CEO, all these 3 people have common properties. So if I am going to design, now already in our application we have created one screen called customer details form. You remember? So after customer details form, I want to create one more screen, another screen I want to create. Using that screen, again I want to capture the details of manager. Okay, so I can go ahead and create here manager, create section. Look at here, everyone concentrate on this. Manager details, same properties, first name, last name, age, gender, state, city, zip code. Okay, so can I reuse these properties? Okay, let's go ahead and reuse it. What are the properties? First name, last name, where is it? Age. Hey, what is our application? Let's go to Chase. Employee details section. First name. This is the basic way of design. There are different ways you can do. Last name, age, gender, state, city, zip code. Okay, just try to understand what we want. I am not going to align and all alignments. I am not going to do. I am going to create a flow action for this to add into the flow. So process, create, flow action, employee details, flow action, create and open, call here. So now my requirement is I want to capture customer details. After you complete customer details capturing, submit. Next I want to capture immediately employee details. Okay, so I have existing flow which I have already created. I will open the existing flow. Otherwise I can create a new flow. Okay, so look at here, I will add one more assignment and connect it accordingly from first assignment to second assignment. From here to here I am going to connect, layout, align, horizontal or vertical, it's up to you how you want to align it. So first assignment I have customer details, second assignment I am going to call, hey, what is going on? Employee details. Done, save it. If I run this flow, first it will display customer form. After I complete customer form, it will display employee form. So let me run this now. Why do you have 11 people online? Who is that caller 02? Manoj, why do you have these many sessions? Okay, so I'm going to enter first name, last name, age, gender, some value for state, city, and here you go ahead with zip code, something like this. I'm going to submit now. Before I submit, tell me what happens in the next screen. So submit this. Next screen, what happened? Customer details are copied to employee details. Suppose if I update employee details here, will it update customer details?
No. No.
Okay, let me update now. What is it? Done. I'm going to submit this. This value also I'll change. This value also I'll change. Submit. Now, how do I differentiate between employee details and customer details? I'll go to clipboard. I should see both of these details, right? Where are these details available? Go to PY work page. First name, last name are the details which I have entered recently. What happened to previous one? What happened to previous details? Overridden. I'm not able to reuse, right? Am I able to reuse the same properties again? Suppose you use the property, just C language everyone knows. Property X is there. I have assigned a value 10. In the downstream of the programming, I have assigned 15. What will be the value of property? It is 10 and 15 or only 15? Only 15. Same properties you use again in another screen, it will override the previous screen values, obviously. Assignment you have done once using UI. Second UI you have used assignment again you have done. What will happen? Overridden. So you cannot reuse the properties now. So properties reusability is not there. Now you create the properties within the same class and you are going to use it again and again. It will override the values. Now you have to achieve the reusability. But the properties, if I want to create for an employee, I have to create another property. Employee first name and use it. Employee last name, use it. Employee gender, like this. I have manager, manager first name, manager last name, manager gender, like this. So how many properties I am creating for same purpose? For capturing first name of different people, I am creating n number of properties. If you want to create the same for n number of people in the department, in the organization, then you have to create a number of properties. So you're duplicating your work. So redundancy is happening. Now I want a solution for this such that I can reuse these properties in different ways. I'll create only once. First name I'll create only once. I want to reuse it for employee. I want to reuse it for customer. I want to reuse it for manager, CEO, anyone. We'll go ahead with the same property with a different reference. Employee will be referred as employee dot first name. Manager will be referred as manager dot first name, like that. How to achieve that reusability? See, in order to do that, I am going to create one class here in the data layer. This is data layer which we have discussed yesterday. Data layer I am creating a class. Just an example. Just look at here. I'll give you the navigations and all. I am going to create a class. This is the way to create a class. I'll tell you the navigation later. Okay. Class name is person. Simply I have given in generic, I have given the name of the class is person. Create and open. So this class type concrete I am giving. Options you don't bother. I'll explain you these options what to take later. Bother about the functionality only. Okay, fine. Now this class is available here. Class is available. Person is available. In the person class, I am creating properties. Okay, I am going to create properties this way, or you can add all the properties at a time. I'll tell you that later. Let's go ahead in a generic way. And here you go ahead. First name, create and open. Save this. So let's go ahead and create another property now. I'll create only 3 properties just to give you a basic idea. Not all the properties. Create last name. create, gender. Okay, now radio button. Someone is asking something. Done. First name, last name. Similarly, you can go ahead and create more number of properties. First name, last name, gender, age, state, city, zip code, like this. So just go ahead and close this. All the properties I don't need here. Now let me refresh this. I have properties available in data person class. I am going to work class now. Can someone please mute? I am creating a property. Create property. Property name is customer. Okay, customer, create and open. So in this property type, I am choosing page. Whenever you have a page, yesterday we have discussed, whenever you have a page, the page should refer to some class. Now I am referring this page to one class. That class is person. Now I have created a page property. Page is a property. From this you can say page is a property. I have created a page property referring to this class. Now this page property will be available here. See, data model property. See, unlike other properties, page property customer has an icon before this. Now this page is referring to this class. Now customer page holds all the properties of this class or not. That is what we have discussed yesterday. Whenever you have a page that refers to some class, that page can access all the properties of that particular class. Look at here. Customer class has first name, last name, gender, everything available. Now I'll create one more property. I'll create another property. Property name is employee. Create and open. So this employee property type is page, which is referring to same class. What is that? Hang on, I will copy it. Same person. Go ahead here. You have now two pages. One is customer. Customer page has first name, last name, gender. Employee page, same. Now I am going to create screens. Okay, how I am going to create the screens is, I will create one section. Suppose here you go ahead, create user interface section. Section name is customer SEC. Simply I am giving customer SEC. This property at a time you cannot drag and drop. Remember, you cannot drag and drop at a time. It will not come. Total properties will not come. Deleted. This property also you cannot drag and drop. Now it's a different way you can go ahead and do. So you need to get the control first. Text input control. I need one more control. I'll copy this and paste here. Gender I want radio buttons. Controls I have added blank controls, empty controls. Double click on control. I am going to map it back to the property. When you drag and drop, same thing will happen. I am doing a reverse way. So now click the down arrow, you choose customer. Customer dot, you have properties. First name. Similarly, here you go ahead. Customer dot last name. Customer dot gender. Similarly, I will create one more section. Employee. Okay. Action. Create. Employee SEC. I can save as and create. I'm not showing you save as. I'll show you that later. Otherwise, you can do this way also. This one you save as, copy paste. Simply copy paste, change the name, employee section. So this is some other section where I need to change the references. Now here you go ahead. Employee dot first name, employee dot last name, I'll create two different flow actions now. Customer flow action. Sorry. I'll select customer section. One more flow action I'll create. Employee FA. Employee insertion. Now I'll create a flow and call this. Okay, I'll open the existing flow instead of creating a new one. I'll open existing and change the references. Okay, I'm going to come here and open this. Instead of this, I'm going to call customer FA. And this one is. So everyone understand what we have done? Just sections flow actions you know already. Now if I run this flow, customer form, I'm going to enter the data. Next screen, employee details. Employee details I am giving submit. Now where do you see this data? Okay, clipboard. You go to clipboard. Here you go. PY work page. On top of PY work page, do you have data? Those properties are there. Customer. Expand PY work page. Here you see customer and employee. Under PY work page, you have another pages. Customer, you have customer related. Employee, you have employee related data. So how many properties we created for this? Only 3. Okay, one set of properties we have created. Those set of properties we have reused as per our requirements. Now how did you achieve the reusability? By means of page. By means of page. So now define page technically. What is page? Page is a property which refers to some class and which holds the properties of that particular class. Property is also a property. Single value property, page property. One is single value means which will hold a value that we have already seen. Now we are going to talk about page properties. What is the use of pages in Pega? So page can be used as a reference for a class so that you can reuse the rules in that particular class. Here in this situation, you are going to refer it to some class and reuse the properties of that particular class. So whatever that you want to go ahead and achieve the reusability, this is one way to achieve by means of using pages. Okay, so page is one of the page is also a property which refers to a class which holds the properties of that particular class. So now you have created common properties in a common some other class. Okay, you have created all the properties in some other class. I'll talk about this class. Person, generically you call it as person. Person has first name, person has last name, person has gender, state, city, zip code, all these. This person can be an employee, this person can be a customer, this person can be a manager, this person can be a CEO. This person can be an agent. Anything is a person. So now I am reusing the properties of this person class into my work class by defining pages. Those point to the class person. Those point to the class person. Okay, this is how I have achieved the reusability of the properties into my application by means of pages. This is clear, everyone? Anyone has any questions, any doubts here? Any questions? That is done. On the clipboard it will be available on page. There you will be having properties available. That is after you submit, PRPC will go ahead and keep the data. If you want to see the data, you go to clipboard and see that. Here we are looking at another aspect of the page, wherein which it is going to hold the properties and access the properties from a class with different references. You can make and access it differently. Okay, this is the way you can use a page physically as a page property. Suppose if I want to create n number of screens with n number of different people with the same properties, I am not required to create properties again, individual properties for each person. I'll create a common properties class, reuse into my work class. Yeah, we are reusing, right? Using this page, customer page, we are using the same properties. Here the properties are same, references are different. See, this property first name, last name, how many properties we have created? 3. How many are available here now? 6. 3 properties I have used as 6 properties. 3 with one reference, same 3 with another reference. Now, do you mean here first name and here first name both are same or different? Different. Customer dot first name is different from employee dot first name. But actually, if you see first name is from same class, but you have used it for different purposes as 2 independent properties, 2 different properties. This is how you have achieved the reusability using pages. This is clear? That's what I have shown you. Straight away, if you use, what happened? What happened when you use straight away?
Obviously, we have created two different sets.
Two different screens. I have created 2 different screens. I have executed. I have shown you what happened that time.
The values can be separated.
How? Same values I got, right? Overriding is happening.
Overriding is happening.
Then what is the meaning? If overrides.
But that is the reason we have created two different.
Yes. If you capture customer details, should be available. If you capture employee details, should be available. If you override employee details with customer details, what is the meaning? So I have to go ahead and create a separate class. In the class I have created properties and I am reusing into my work class by means of pages.
So in that way you can reuse the property.
Yes, this is one way of reusability. We have different ways, I will tell you going forward. So now what is this class first of all? Don't think beyond this, only this level. Any questions, ask me. I will come to that point later. We'll come to that points later. Only this level. Everyone clear with this? Whatever we have discussed now. Now, what is the class that we have created? You have to ask me that. This is one thing you have to ask me. So now this is called. Yesterday I have told you. This layer, what we call? This is data layer. So under this layer, you can go ahead and create different classes. Okay, so I have created now person. Like this, you can create a number of classes. Okay, so now you can also create tables referring from this class. Tables you leave it, we'll talk about it later. Now only classes. While defining this class, you look at the options whatever I have taken. Concrete class version you leave it. This does not belong to class group. Okay, you have multiple options. Class group. You open work class. Go ahead and open work class. What is the option that is there for work class? Work class, when you open it, is a class group. Whenever I have created any classes, up to data you take. What type of class is that? We'll see. This is an abstract class. So data is an abstract class. After this, I am creating a concrete class and I am creating the properties. And I made this class person as does not belong to class group. What is the meaning of this? Does not belong to class group. Just think about the functionality what we have done now. And read this sentence. From the functionality what we have done now and from this sentence, how you can define it. What do you mean by does not belong to class group? What is the meaning? Yes. So means this is an independent class out of your class group. It is not. So now tell me, is it there in the inheritance path? Is it there in the inheritance path of class group? Your class group is this one. So now this class person is there in the inheritance path of class group. It is not there. So when it is not there, can I reuse the properties of this class? Is it possible? Generally, in the way of inheritance. But still I am reusing. No. How am I reusing? By means of
pages.
Pages. So if it is, suppose the properties are there in this class, do I have to create a page? The properties are there in chase vehicle. I want to use those properties into work class. Do I have to create a page? Not required, because it is there in inheritance. Right away I can use it. So the properties which are available in a class which is not there in the inheritance path, if I want to reuse those, I have to create pages. By creating pages, same properties you can use for different purpose. So does not belong to class group means, technically if you speak, that is not there in the inheritance path of the class group. Functionally, if you're going to talk about it, it is a global class. Global class means set aside. So it has been kept separate. As I told, it has been kept separate. Separated from the class group. Suppose I will create one more class group. Chase Bank, work 1. Chase Bank, work 2. These are multiple class groups. Can I reuse these properties in all these class groups? I can reuse by creating pages. I can reuse. But still it is not the inheritance path. So does not belong to class group means a class that is being set aside separately as a global class which can be used in any of the class groups by defining a page for that class and reuse it. That is the meaning of does not belong to class group. Class group anyway you know. Okay, we'll talk about class group again
So
sometime. Right?
can we, Harsha, can we define a single page and reuse that in all the work 1, work 2, work 4?
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and define a single, okay, now here I am going to define customer page. Here I have to define again customer page. Here I have to define again customer. My requirement, his requirement is now define only one customer page, use it in work 1, work 2, work 3. Now at what level you have to create that customer page? Where you will create? Division level. Division level you create anything. So division level you create a customer page property which is pointing to person. Then you can use in work 1, work 2, work 3, work 4, whatever it is. This is what tree structure you need to understand. So out of tree anything is there that is does not belong to class group. This is there in the tree. It is there in the tree, but class group inheritance path it is not there. It is there in the tree connected to these two, but it is not connected to class group. So that is does not belong to any of the class groups in your application which is set global, which can be used anywhere in any of the class groups by means of pages. These are the this is called as a data class. This is work class. This is data class. Think about database. Database is global or specific to class? Database is global. Same. Data classes are global classes. Database I will put somewhere. I can connect from n number of applications, same database. That is global. If I made it available within one application, then other applications cannot access. Data classes are global, can be accessed anywhere. You can define the pages and use it. Okay, this is clear. So this is the use of a page in Pega. So if you want to go ahead and reuse the properties of data classes into your work classes, you can go ahead and define pages, create page properties and reuse it. Okay, so I want to go ahead and create properties for address. Okay, now address properties are address line 1, address line 2 and door number, street and pin code. So I have now two types of address, billing address, shipping address. How many properties I have to create? Actually, if you see same screen I want to use 10 properties I have to create. Billing address line 1, billing address line 2 like this, shipping address line 1 like this. Instead of this, I'll create a separate class called address, data address. 5 properties I'll create. Come to work class, create 2 pages. One is billing address page referring to address class, shipping address page referring to address class. Now I'll get billing address dot address line 1, billing address dot address line 2 like this, shipping address dot address line 1. You want to go ahead and give another one, office address. You can give office address page. Like this, you can reuse the properties. A set of properties you can reuse into another classes by means of pages. Everyone clear? Online, any questions? Any doubts? Anyone has any questions? Any doubts? Any question from what we have discussed? Anyone has any questions? Any doubts? Go ahead and write down. Now you can tell me the definition of a page. Technical definition. We have already written functional. Done. Technically, how do you define a page? Okay, write down this way. Page is a property which points to a class and holds, this way only write down, this one way, holds the properties of the class properties and holds the properties of pointing class. For example, a dash b dash c చెప్పండి. For example, class a dash b dash c, and we have properties first name, last name. Then I'll create a page. Page is customer pointing to a dash b dash c. Then the properties will be available on customer page. Now you will get properties onto page like customer dot first name, customer dot last name will come to customer page. This is completed. Okay, we'll go with our requirement now. Once you complete this, everyone clear about page? Okay, write down the requirement. Create a reusable class, reusable data class, vehicle details. This has to be reused for personal vehicle and what is the other one? Commercial vehicles. Commercial vehicle or vehicles. So personal vehicle means personal vehicle and enti? What is personal vehicle? Vehicle of an individual which you use for your personal. Commercial vehicle means any vehicle under a commercial organization which you use for business purpose. Create a reusable data class. So now under which layer you have to create this? Yeah. Create this class under implementation data layer. Under implementation data layer. There are different data layers again. We'll discuss later. Create this class under implementation data layer. So with this you are going to understand how to create a class that we have not done so far. Okay. How to create a class under data layer. How to create page properties also you'll see. Okay. This has to be reused for personal vehicle and commercial vehicle. Okay. So add one more point. Create personal and commercial vehicle page properties under work class. Create personal and commercial vehicle page properties under work class. Completed? Okay, we'll go ahead and work on this now. Implementation. So let's go ahead here. Okay, now let's go ahead and create a class first. Write down creating class, creating vehicle details class, creating vehicle details class. This is the navigation you can note down. Class you will create under sysadmin category. Okay. Right click on class group, create sysadmin class. Class. See, look at here. You know what is label? What is the purpose of label? It's a display. It's not identifier, man. It's a display name, display purpose. This is the name of the class actually you have to give. Okay, here first you give name of the class. What should be that? I have to select data layer first. After this I have to write the class name. I have to give a hyphen and then I need to write what is that class name? Vehicle details. The same you copy the same and paste here in the label. So do not think whatever that you give under label is the class name. It is not the class name. The class name is this one. This is a display name. Okay, clear? Note down the same. So here you need to choose class name. Up to data you have to select from drop down. After that give a hyphen and write vehicle details. Copy the same and paste on the label. Okay, so let's go ahead here and create and open. Create and open. Look at here. This is data class. See, I did not tell you notes about data does not belong to and all. I'll tell you later when we are working with tables. That notes I'll give you later. For now, you follow this. This is a concrete class, and here version. You select whatever that you get in drop down. We will discuss versions going forward. Now, this class, what is the option I have to choose? Does not belong to class group. Write down this one, this one, this one. These three you write down. Concrete class. This is, see, suppose if you are going to save here, you will get two errors. Description value cannot be blank, usage value cannot be blank. See, whenever you create a class, history tab is mandatory. You need to write something here in the history tab, description and usage text areas, some text, whatever it can be, making it something meaningful. Description you will write usually like this is a data class for vehicle details. This is description. Usage is this class can be used to reuse the vehicle details properties for different vehicle types. Like this, it should make some sense to the next developer. When you come and open the history tab, for every rule in the history tab you have to write description and usage, but class it is mandatory, other rules it is not mandatory. So this gives some idea about what is all about this rule to other developers. Okay, go ahead and save this. Write down, go to history tab and fill description and usage, then save it. Done. Now you get this class. See, if you look at here, data, after that you'll be having vehicle details available. Now you need to create properties in the vehicle details class. Okay. Now create required properties under vehicle details class. Now create, we have created class, done. Create required properties under vehicle details class. So right click on vehicle details class, create data model property. This navigation, this is one way to create. Right click on vehicle details class and you can choose create properties. There is a wizard to create multiple properties at a time. Okay. Right on this, right click on vehicle details class, choose create properties. We will create all at a time. I mean to say one after the other, you can add it in a wizard. This is another way to create properties. Done. I am going to choose this now. Look at here. Once you select this, look at here on the screen. You will get a wizard to create a multiple properties. Click on add field. It will allow you to add. Look at here once. Add field. I click on, and what is the property name? I am going to give VIN, vehicle identification number. It is a text property. Okay. Here you can choose the type of the data. And next, again you need to click on add field. చూడండి తర్వాత నోట్ చేద్దాం, నేను చెప్తాను నోట్ చేయండి. What is the next property for a vehicle company? What is the company wherein which it has been made? Okay, company. Also I want to select, I want to give a provision to the company as a drop down. Suppose here you can choose it as a pick list. Choose it pick list. Here it will show you drop down and a gear icon. Click on the gear icon. It will allow you to add choices of values. Local list and all, right? Same way. Select, add choice, company, Tata, Audi, bench, like this and so on you can enter. Okay. Note down up to here. Done. Submit this. Add one more property, model. So I am going to model. So model I am not going to take anything, just this one, and make year. So make year I am going to choose it to be integer. And what else is there? Company, model, make year. Anything else? Prior insurance. What does this mean? Prior insurance means this vehicle has already previous insurance. If you are going for insurance policy for a vehicle, they will verify whether you have any previous insurance, any dues are there, that and all they have to verify. Okay. So prior insurance, I am going to choose it to be pick list. Here I am going to choose it to radio buttons. Radio buttons with values. Yes, this has prior insurance. No, this doesn't have prior insurance. Okay. Note down this. Model, make year, prior insurance.
Harsha, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Harsha, when I'm going to create properties and I'm adding the property, you are getting 4 columns: name, identifier, data, type, and options. But I'm getting name, identifier, property type, data access,
Which
5
version
different
of Pega
columns.
it is? Which version?
7.2?
It should be same if it is 7.2. It might be
Sorry,
different.
7.1.9, 7.1.9.
Just follow it. Just if you see, you will understand. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem, I think. But my request is
Yeah, no problem.
you do it after the class.
Yeah,
Note down and do it after the class.
okay,
Because
okay,
it is okay when it is simple examples, basics. Once you go inside, it will be very difficult for you to follow and do it parallel. Okay. So submit this
okay,
now.
okay.
And here you go ahead and prior insurance and prior insurer. Who is the prior insurer? Okay, you can make it a text box to it. Okay, prior you can give a drop down or something. And one more property you add other insurer. I'll tell you how to use all those things going forward. Other insurer. Done? Completed? Like this you can add a number of properties whatever that you want to add. So now all these properties will be created under which this is completed. There is nothing save or something. You just click outside, that's it. Okay, close this. If you refresh here now, it is going to show the properties. All the properties I have created under vehicle details class. Okay, write down next continuation. Create page properties under work class. Write down create page properties under work class. What is that? Create page properties under work class referring to vehicle details class. Referring to vehicle details class. So you can do one thing. Instead of always going back and coming, what is it? Yeah. Suppose you take data class here, data vehicle details, right? You can go ahead and pin this. If you pin it, it will be available here. Next time onwards, you can directly access here and do it. All the classes you can pin it whenever you want to access. No need to always change and come back and that is not. Always you keep class group here. If you want to create properties here, data class, you have already pinned it. It will be available. Create from here. Okay. So that is fine. So let's go ahead and create page properties in work class. Write down create a property. You know the navigation to create a property already. Write down property name. What is the property name? Personal vehicle. That is enough. Personal vehicle. Create and open. Create and open. Completed. I'm going to create and open. So now look at here. Property type. What should be the property type now? Single page. Change and choose single page. Note down property type. Single page. I'm going to select this now. Okay, single page. And here you go with page definition. So what is the page definition class? What is it? Chase data. Wait, note down this. It will be available in drop down. You can choose it from the drop down. Done. Save this. Similarly, I want to create one more property. Same. Copy paste. Every option is same. Property name is different. Now, write down To create another property, we can save as the above property. We can save as the above property. To create another property, we can save as the above property. Okay, so let's go here. From the save drop down, you have save as. Choose save as. Personal vehicle property you can keep open. Otherwise, you can continue with the normal process. This is one way. Save as and give the name here. What is that? Commercial vehicles. Com vehicle. Create and open. Save as. Change the name to. Now you are copy pasting and changing. Okay. And create and open. Save this. These options already we have for other property. Those will be copied. Save this. Done. So now we have two properties created. Now refresh the work class to see these pages. Refresh the work class. Look at here on the screen once. Property. You see now. Personal vehicle is there. Personal vehicle has properties. What are the properties? Company, model, make, year, all the properties. Personal vehicle dot company, make, year, like this you will access. Commercial vehicle have the properties. Now I have reused these properties into my work class with different pages. We'll go ahead and create a screen for this. Commercial vehicle will create later, not now. Okay, write down. Create a new screen for personal vehicle details. Create a new screen for personal vehicle details. Right, the requirement. Requirement is create a new screen for personal vehicle details. Now, what is the way to create? You know what are the rules we need to create? Section, flow action. Properties are already there. Okay, create a section. What is that? Section name I'm going to give personal vehicle details. SCC. Create and open. Personal vehicle details SCC. Personal vehicle details SCC. I'm going to create and open now. Create and open. Here you go. So here, like normal properties, whatever that you have done so far. See, normal property. So normal property, you are going to get it whenever you drag and drop, right? So unlike this, you don't get page properties. From personal vehicle, I need to drag and drop now. Company, if I drag and drop, it will expect the name of the page. Instead of this way, always you, for normal or page properties, you follow this way going forward. Basic tab, you get the controls first and then map it back. Okay, write down from the basic tab, drag and drop the required controls. Company, sorry, first one is win text input, and then company is a drop down. I might choose. After that, model, make year. What else? Prior insurance. Radio button. Prior. What is the other one? Prior insurer. Other insurer. Like this, all the properties, all the controls first you can get here. Got it? All the properties, all the controls. Okay, done. Drag and drop the controls first. Hello? నేను కాల్ బ్యాక్ చేస్తానండి, క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను. దాని పక్కనే మీ సేవ ఆఫీస్ ఉంటుంది, అడగండి. ఆ బిల్డింగ్ లో సెకండ్ ఫ్లోర్. వచ్చేయండి, పైకి వచ్చేయండి, సెకండ్ ఫ్లోర్. Done. So you need to now link all these controls to, write down, link all these controls back to properties. Link all these controls back to properties. Radio button. On the property. You have to go there and see. Suppose I got your point. What if I don't know what is the property type? Okay, so look at here. I'll change this. I'll get a text input for this one also. I'll tell you. First we'll map. Okay, map the properties first of all. Link the properties back to link the controls back to properties. Double click on first control. So click the down arrow. Double click on first control. Personal vehicle. Okay, look at here on the screen. Double click on first control. You'll get a pop-up. Click the down arrow. Look at here once. Personal vehicle. Automatically it will add a dot before. Now you have to add dot. Personal vehicle dot. What is that? Win. Submit. Note on that. Link the control back to properties. Link the control back to properties. Double click on first control and then here property it will ask choose that personal vehicle dot win. Repeat the same for all. Okay, repeat the same for all other properties. Just look at here on the screen. I'm going to repeat it. Personal vehicle dot. What is the other one? Company. Model. What is that? Next personal vehicle dot make year. And this one is personal vehicle dot what is it? Prior insurance. Next one is personal vehicle dot prior insurer. Hey, what did I select previously? Prior insurance only, right? Okay, prior insurance. This one is other insurer. Personal vehicle dot other insurer. Okay, now the point here is see your control whatever that you have taken is overriding the control of the property. You don't know what is the control on property. I've selected text box here. You have assigned, but actually this should be radio button. So now what you have to do is here you see control. Beside that there is icon called change. Click on change. Inherit from property. If you choose inherit from property, automatically it will take whatever that is there on property. You don't know what is there on property. Radio button, text box, text area, drop down. You double click on it and change and choose inherit from property. When you choose inherit from property, whatever that you have given on property will be overridden here. It will be automatically at runtime it will take radio buttons. Okay, that is how you can do if you don't know the control, because you cannot go back and open the property and see. This is clear? So map it back and give a layout and align it properly. I'm going to align it properly, like I'm going to make it other something. These alignments and all you can play around, it doesn't matter. Start with labels left and header and title. Provide your personal vehicle details. And this one again I want to align another layout. I'm taking layout in layout I can place, and top layout I'm making it to be inline grid double string. Okay, so this and all you can play around. So save the section. Done. Once you're done, save the section. Completed. So we'll work on the visibility conditions. See, whenever if I create a flow action and add it into the flow, then everything will be displayed. I want to display only few of these things. Only when I have prior insurance, if yes, then only prior insurer should be visible. Otherwise, there is no meaning. I'll make this one also drop down tomorrow. If no, this is not required to be available. No means no need of capturing prior insurer. Prior insurance, I will provide a drop down of values. Okay, some companies. Insurance companies. In that I will provide one more value other. If I don't have my prior insurance, I will choose other. When I choose other here, then only it should display other insurer. Otherwise it is not required. Like this example we'll do tomorrow. So everyone Any questions, any doubts in the pages that we have discussed? The screen, it doesn't matter. You can create it. It's not a big deal. Creating properties, data class, page properties. Any questions in that? Anyone has? Hmm? This property inherit, right? Select the property. Property type will be there, right? Click on the control, change, inherit from property. That you can try once. Okay. And this mandatory fields and all, double click on it, you have required. Double click on the control, required always. It is a mandatory field now. Without entering this value in the screen, if you submit, it will not allow you to proceed forward. See, if you double click on any cell, there are many things which you can see. Mandatory, visibilities, disable a property, conditionally disable, and you go to presentation, edit options, read only you want to put, size. So auto or custom, you can specify in pixels, 50, submit, size will be reduced. But these are inline styles. These inline styles you should not follow, remember that. Okay, there are different ways to do it. I'll make it auto, submit. Okay, we'll work on. So if you go ahead there and see, many options are there. You can just play around with all those options to gain some knowledge on your own. Okay, so this is all about usage of pages and how to create page properties and all. We'll continue working on visibilities tomorrow. Okay, so if you're good to go ahead, you can wind up for today. So everyone online?
1.1.6. That was 1.1.6.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing the process. It was
User interface లో ఉంటుంది 6 లో అలాగే ఉండేది 7.1.6 తర్వాత చేంజ్ చేశారు అమ్మాయి